Today is day 60, and today begins a new chapter in this crazy adventure that I'm on. Today is my last day, I think, out of the snow. Left Kennedy Meadows at about 10:30, doing a little shy of 18 miles today. And I think the snow starts at mile 20 and goes on for the next month. So I'm kind of excited to get into the snow. Now that I have proper gear, I think it's going to be a very different game than San Jacinto was and Baden-Powell was. So get to camp tonight, get up early, and try my legs in the foreign country, foreign lands. Holy mountain range. It's hard to see here, but right over here, that's not clouds. That's snowy mountains. That is Sierra. That's where I'm headed. It's like walking through a postcard out here. This is so amazing. Just looking out over this river makes me remember all of the drainage ditches and like basically cesspools that I've been pulling water out of for the last 2 months. It's amazing. First night in the Sierras, and I've got my first bear hang. Be good, Reginald. Having fun in the trees. Day 61, mile 719, and it's about 7:15 in the morning. Just getting on trail. Last night slept by this little creek you can hear running. It was really nice, peaceful. Yeah, it's a cold morning. About 8,500 feet elevation right now. Today we'll get up to 10,400, something like that. So hitting snow at some point today, trying to get about 17 and a half miles done, and hoping the snow will hold out for a chunk of that. But I think we're going to be hitting it within the next couple miles. So could be an interesting day. Here we go, starting to hit the snow at about 9,500 feet elevation. It's a struggle today. I can definitely feel the altitude. Just doing the best I can to push 2 miles an hour right now. Bag's heavy. It's hard going up these hills. Gone from snow to full-blown bushwhacking. I've got to get to the top of this peak here. It's gonna be a long day, but at least it's really pretty views. One thing I've learned out here is all about snow bridges, and this is a snow bridge, and they're kind of evil because they look really deceitful. This one's got a couple holes in it, so it's pretty obvious, but a lot of these will go over these rivers, and then, you know, your foot just falls right through. All kinds of fun, especially out here where it's a lot of route finding today. Today is proving to be an absolute beating. It's about 1:30, and I've made it 6 miles, averaging 1 mile an hour, and it's all been either bushwhacking, and it's going through this nasty sagebrush that cuts up your legs, or it's been snow and it's really slushy and miserable to get through, but no trail at all. Trying to get another 10 in today, but it's almost 2 o'clock now, so we'll see. Just got hit by a hailstorm to make things better. So I got all my rain gear on now and just trying to keep moving forward. The high elevation doesn't help at all, but such is life today. It's about 6 o'clock, less than a mile from camp. Today will be 11 hours, pretty solid hiking to get 17.3 miles, up at 10,500 feet right now, and that's about where I'll be camping tonight. This is the highest I think I've ever camped. One good thing came from today is the snow wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Once we got off the north slopes, it kind of chilled out and is just kind of patchy, as you can probably see. Yeah, have about 12 to do tomorrow to get into Lone Pine, and then I think I'm going to take a day off to wait for the others, and then we're going to do Mount Whitney, which is the highest point in the lower 48 states at 14,505 feet. So glad to have a stove after these really long, cold days. This is day 64, about 6 in the morning, and I woke up at 4:45 because we're in snow all day today, and basically the snow starts to melt by about 9 a.m. and it's really hard and miserable to walk through, really soft and miserable to walk through. So we're booking it this morning. Yeah, yesterday was a hard day because we started at about 3 o'clock and did a little over 4 trail miles, about 7 miles total, and yeah, didn't get to camp till like 8 o'clock at night. But yeah, this is first couple days in the Sierras, and I feel like I'm a novice backpacker again. Cut my arm on the bear rope this morning, bear hang rope. Laid out my socks to dry like I would have in the desert, and they froze. My boots froze. My water bottle froze. So I gotta learn all this stuff all over again. But luckily, it's only about 3 weeks up here, so we'll figure it out hopefully in that amount of time. It is about 9:30. I'm about 3 hours into the hike and 5.6 miles in today. The day has been really beautiful. Considering I'm on snow, I feel like I've been moving pretty good. Karma has been teaching me a bunch of like snow traversing skills that I didn't know before, so that's really cool. And yeah, a big milestone. We just passed into Kings Canyon National Park. This is the 28th park I've hit in my life, and I will be walking all the way through it into Sequoia National Park, which is another one I haven't hit, and then into Yosemite. So at least it should be pretty the next 300 miles. So there's a saying in Texas to never squat with your spurs on. I think I figured out the hiker equivalent. Never crap with your crampons. One thing that kind of drives me insane about hiking through snow and wet is all the gear that it requires. So I have a sock liner, waterproof socks, then my mid-top boot, then snow gaiters, and then most of the day you're taking on and off microspikes. So if I want to sit and just like let my feet air out for a minute, it's like a 15-minute process just to get shoes on and off. It's really annoying. Joys of the PCT in the Sierras. River crossings. I just spent 45 minutes going up and down. I actually crossed another river and then had to cross back to find this super sketchy bridge. First Sierra River crossing down. That was nerve-wracking to say the least. I'm just glad I didn't actually have to get in the river this time. So this is where I'm supposed to go. All the way down there. Really steep. So I'm going to try out my ass aches for the first time and see if I can slide my butt down this. I got about 100 yards of actual decently defined trail. And now I'm back to this. This trail, we're at a weird spot where a lot of the snow's melting. So the people coming through with footprints in the snows doesn't exist anymore. And not enough snow is melted and not enough people have come through to define a trail. So it's a lot of bushwhacking and a lot of route finding, which just takes forever. So this climb is 1,500 feet over 2 miles. To put that in context, that is about the equivalent of hiking up a 150-story building with 7 days worth of food and 40-something pounds on your back. Still haven't figured out why I do this for fun. So it's really hard out here. There's no doubt about that. Today I'm at about 11 hours into my hike and only gone, I think, a little over 13 miles. Whereas in the desert, 11 hours means 25, 28 miles. But man, is it crazy beautiful out here. And I am grateful. So if it weren't for the PCT, there's no way I would be up here and never get to see this. My nice comfy sleeping pad has died, and so this is what I've cobbled up to try and stay warm and off the ground tonight. Luckily I only have 2 more nights out here before I can get back to a town. Day 65, and today's kind of a weird day. So yesterday I pushed pretty hard, did about 15.7 miles in just over 12 hours, which it's the Sierras, not getting the mileage that we've got in the desert. Pushed really hard with the thought of basically getting like 8 miles in today and getting to the base of Mount Whitney. So that way tomorrow morning we just have 4 miles up and then we can actually make some trail miles and all that stuff. Last night I was doing some research. Turns out we can't get to the base of Mount Whitney because you can only do Whitney as a day hike. So today I'm doing less than 4 miles, basically taking an on-trail Nero. And then tomorrow we'll get up about midnight and start hiking by 1 and try and put 8 miles up, 8 miles down, plus a couple extra miles to get back on trail and do the highest summit in the lower 48. So tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. Morning everyone, it's day 65 and it is currently 12:18 in the morning. I just crossed a slippery log bridge to get across the river and I'm starting my ascent of Mount Whitney. It's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking, but Gotta attempt it. Well, I wish this video was me showing you the top of Mount Whitney, but it's not. I tried last night, hiked for about an hour out and saw nobody, hiked for another hour back in to see if I would catch like a later crew, saw nobody, and I didn't feel comfortable doing basically steep ice climbing walls in the middle of the night by myself. The risk versus reward just wasn't there, so turned back and skipping Whitney for now. Hopefully I'll come back to it sometime in the future, but it's just how it goes out here. Kind of disappointed today, but it is what it is. Home for the night.